that you're going to have to watch before you do the homework, and the homework is due on Wednesday this week. So anyway, I wanted to just start where we left off last time. I don't know if you can see this, so I'll get a darker pen. We want to talk about molar mass again. Now, molar mass is the number that you see on the periodic table here. When you look at the periodic table, underneath every single element, you see the molar mass. It is basically the weight, and I'm going to stop using weight again and start using the word mass because that's more accurate. So it's the mass in every 1 mole of that element, okay? And I think on the previous video, we talked about calculating the molar mass of different compounds, like water, blah, 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 blah. Now what we're going to do is a little bit different. We're learning how to convert. We're going to learn actually how to convert. If I have, for example, if I weigh in a lab on a balance, I have a balance, please pretend that looks like a balance, and I weigh some sample, okay, like I have a beaker, whatever. And I'm weighing some sample, and let's say that sample comes out to be 10 grams, okay? So let's just say we have 10 grams of magnesium. I'm going to put Mg, right? Now, I want to know how many moles of magnesium are in these 10 grams. And remember, we already talked about how, 1 mole of one element is not going to have the same mass as 1 mole of another element. Some are bigger than others. Magnesium is bigger than for example, oxygen. He's smaller than strontium. So I want to know, I've got 10 grams of magnesium, I want to know how many moles of magnesium in 10 grams. And I use the molar mass as my conversion. So now I'm going to work this out just like we work out every single thing. I start by writing down what they gave me. They gave me 10 grams of magnesium. I'm going to write that down. Second step, I put times and then the fraction bar. Third step, now I need my conversion factor. I want the molar mass. I can look it up on the periodic table. So again, I look at this number here, and I see underneath magnesium is 24.31. So I'm just going to write here 1 mole of magnesium is equal to 24 grams of magnesium. And I can write this either way. I can write the 24 grams on top and the 1 mole on the bottom, or I can do it the way that I did it. The reason I'm going to go ahead and write it the way I did it is because I'm asking you for the number of moles. So I want to put the moles on top, and I'm going to put 24 grams of magnesium on the bottom. And now my grams are going to cancel, okay? And then I'm just done. I'll get some answer, all right? What if I took it a step further, though, and I said, wait a minute, I want to know how many atoms of magnesium in 10 grams, okay? I want to know in 10 grams of magnesium, how many magnesium atoms are there? Now, the first step is going to be the same. I can convert from grams of magnesium to moles of magnesium. So I'm going to write grams to moles, okay? And then, if you remember what we did last week, I can convert from moles of anything to atoms of anything. How do I do that? I use Avogadro's number. So here, instead of writing an equal sign, I'm just going to write another times and another fraction. And here, I'm going to write my second conversion factor. In 1 mole of magnesium, I have 6.02 times 10 to the 23 atoms of magnesium. Okay? So on my calculator, my final answer will be 10 times 1 divided by 24 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23 divided by 1. That'll give me my final answer. What are the units of the final answer? My moles of magnesium cancel, and I wind up with atoms of magnesium, which is what I want. Okay? So this is it. This is pretty much as hard as it gets. I'm going to give another example, and then we'll keep just trying to practice in this video till the time runs out. I think YouTube maxes it at like 10 minutes. So if I say that I have 5.25 grams of calcium, okay? My question is, how many atoms of calcium in this sample? If I am in the laboratory and I'm weighing 5.25 grams of calcium, okay? How many atoms is actually in that 5.25 grams? So the first thing I need to do is, I know that I can convert from grams to moles using this molar mass that we talked about in the last video, okay? So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to convert from grams to moles. Then I know from last week that I can convert from moles to atoms, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. First step, I write the given. I write 5.25 grams of calcium. Second step, I write my multiplication fraction bar. Third step, I write what I want. Now I can't jump straight to the answer in one shot. I have this middle guy, okay? So what I want on top now is moles, temporarily. Then I'll convert to atoms. So on top I'm going to write 1 mole of calcium, and on the bottom I need to use the number, I want to cancel the number of grams. So here I need to see the periodic table. If I look at the periodic table here, at the bottom of calcium, I guess you can't see it, but it says 40.08. So I'm going to write 1 mole of calcium is 40 grams of calcium, okay? And it shows up under the symbol of the element. Like if it says Ca20 here, and then it's the 40.08. That's the number at the bottom. This is the one that we're using. We don't care about the number of protons. Please don't touch it. Okay, so now I went from grams to moles. Check, check. Now I have to go from moles to atoms, okay? My grams canceled. I have moles of calcium. Now I need to use Avogadro's number, okay? I'm going to put 1 mole of calcium on the bottom now, you see? Because I want these guys to cancel. And on the top, I'm going to put 6.02 times 10 to the 23 atoms of calcium. Okay? And then I'm going to wind up with some answer, atoms, calcium. I'm going to wind up with 5.25 times 1 divided by 40 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23 divided by 1 will give me some number, and the units will be atoms of calcium. Make sure to include the units, because I will deduct points if you don't, okay? Now, if you can do this, you should be ready to begin the homework assignment. And I'm going to post it on the blog, and please comment on the blog if you need any help, but remember that it's due on Wednesday. So good luck, and there will be a bonus at the bottom, and we'll see. I'm going to give you one where I'm asking you probably to go backwards, and I'll see how many of you guys can do it. So again, good luck, you guys.